All right, welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Tia Maria. It's Christmas Day, and we are about to heat up our tamales, which were made by Tia Maria. Delicious tamales, and you can't have tamales without a salsa verde or a tomatillo sauce. So Tia Maria is going to make a tomatillo sauce.
Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas to you all. Yes, we definitely cannot have our tamales without the green sauce. We've been doing it for like over 40, 50 years, so we have to continue with our tradition. And it's a sauce that is very easy to make. And it takes only a few ingredients, but it tastes so delicious that tamales just don't taste the same without it. And it consists of chile serrano or chile jalapeno, whatever you have available. In this case, we're using some serranos, mostly serranos, and one jalapeno to give it that kick. And tomatillos. And then when blended, we add oil. We add olive oil while they're boiling, cooking just a little bit. And then when you blend it, to make it nice and yummy and tasty, we use the olive oil.
Okay, so what are the ratios, Mom?
The ratios is, in this case, we are going to have like three tomatillos, medium to large size, three tomatillos to two serranos. If you want it hot, you want it super hot, then you use three tomatillos, three serranos. But it depends on how hot you want it. You can also use just one serrano to three tomatillos if you just want it mild. So that all depends on your taste and how you enjoy eating your salsa. We do the same with the jalapenos, but the jalapenos usually are twice or three times as big as a serrano. So one big jalapeno can do for three of the tomatillos. Now, on the oil, don't go too crazy on the oil. Just like a quarter cup of oil goes in it, okay? And this time we're also gonna make some with avocado, just for a change, so that we can taste the difference. And it's also delicious, but it's a little bit different because we will be adding the avocados, and then salt to taste. Depends on whether you have the regular salt or the sea salt. It's up to you what you use and how much you use depending on your taste.
All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is just boil the tomatillos and the peppers, right?
They get boiled. Don't use too much water, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna put them all in there, and just enough water to cover them, but not too much, because we're not really going to boil for too long. We'll wait until they change color, and then that means they will be ready, and then we can blend. And there it is. They're just barely covered by the water, so we'll get them to the stove and get them to boil for a while. It will probably be between 5 and 10 minutes, no longer, and they'll start changing color and getting softer, and then you know they're ready, and then we can blend them. Okay?
All right, so we'll be back when we're at that point.
Exactly, yes.
All right, so now, Mom, they've been boiling for about 10 minutes. And how did you decide to take them out?
Well, we check. First of all, we have to check occasionally to see that they are doing okay and that they are boiling well. And the way you will know if your tomatillos are ready is when they turn a different color. You can tell they're softer, and you can tell that they're a different color. And when they do that, you have to be extra careful not to let them sit in the boiling water too long, because if you do, this is what will happen. They burst open, and if you don't notice that they did, they will just disintegrate in there, and then you don't have a tomatillo to blend into a sauce. So that's very important, that you don't let them sit too long. Just once they get soft, you pull them out. Let your chile serranos or jalapenos boil a little more, because you can see, come closer, You can see that they're still a very dark color green, and so you got to give them a minute or two more so they can be ready to be pulled out and get ready to be blended. So I just got to let you know that that's a tip that is very important, because if you don't, you will lose your tomatillos and then you have to start all over again, which we don't want to do, okay? So now we are getting ready to start blending our tomatillos. And our serranos are just about ready to this time. It's been about a minute since we pulled the tomatillos. We are going to use some to make with just the original sauce, which is only tomatillos and serranos. And we're going to use some to make it a sauce that contains also avocados. Here's the avocados. And if you're going to use avocados, be sure that you use a lime or some lime juice to add to it, so that the sauce won't turn black. Okay, so it'll keep longer if you add a lime to it, and that's the only additional thing you need for the avocado tomatillo and serrano sauce. Add salt to taste, and when you blend, you're going to add some olive oil. That's what's going to make it nice and fluffy. Here we go. I think that's for the main sauce. One more little one. There we go. Okay. And this we are going to use with the avocados. Okay. So now we are bringing bringing the serranos, the chiles, and they're ready. They're more than ready. We'll put them in there.
So, Mom, let me just ask you a dumb question here. Why wouldn't you just make all the tomatillos and then save some of it for adding avocado later? Why wouldn't you just do it that way?
It's a separate sauce.
Okay, all right. Just wondering. I don't know if you had the. Okay.
Actually, I was going to use this with the avocado because it's going to be less heat on that one.
Okay.
So we're using the big jalapeno, so it won't be too hot. It'll be more like an avocado sauce. Now be careful, because these are boiling hot and you might get burned, so you have to be careful with them. And if you notice, if you had left that in there a little longer, even the chiles or the peppers would have burst open. This one was getting ready to do it. So that is very important that you keep checking on it so that they don't open and then you lose them, because all the flavor and everything in them is going to go into the water. And so we don't need it to be soupy. We need it to be nice and creamy. Creamy is the word that I was looking for earlier. It's a creamy sauce. And like I said, what makes it creamier is the olive oil that you put in it. So there we go. Let's see. We are going to use those, and this goes in here. Okay, we've got the tomatillo, we've got the serrano. We add a little bit of this. Let me see if I can eye it just like. There you go. That was like a fourth of a cup. Salt to taste. I think that was it. And okay, we don't have a spoon. Just a little bit of this water, so it won't be hard to blend. There we go. And we're ready to get it going. We're not gonna need anything else. No cilantro, no parsley, no ajo or garlic, none of that. Okay. Let's see. we use the liquefy button so it can be nice and fluffy and creamy. Let me see how it turns out. If we see that it's not creamy to our like, then we add just a little more of the olive oil, but we're gonna check it now. Creamy enough, I think. Yes, this is creamy enough. And we're done with the sauce. Now let me see. I'm going to taste it. Delicious. And it's just a tiny little bit of salt, but that's to everybody's taste, so I'm gonna leave it like that. And they're ready to be poured over our tamales, which are just about ready for us to start eating. Enjoy.
So after this, Mom, we're gonna make it just real quick. We're gonna make another batch with avocado in it.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, well then we'll come back in a couple of minutes here.
Okay.
Okay, so Mom just poured the salsa into this jar. She's just giving an idea of how much it made there. And now she's just going to make a separate batch with some avocado in it. Make it a little bit, it's a little more creamy.
Okay, we are going to add 1 large jalapeno, 2 smaller size serranos, and the tomatillos we saved. Here we go. We're using 1 large and 3 small tomatillos. That's the ratio we're using to what we have in there, okay? There we go. This time we're adding avocado. The avocado itself makes it creamy, but we're still going to add some olive oil to it. Make it even creamier. There we go. It's gonna take just a little while longer. There we go.
Now, are you going to use the liquefy function on the blender or some other one?
No, just just a chop or puree. Puree sounds like, you know, not as liquidy as the liquefy. So puree. Now these avocados were a good size, so I'm only going to use 1.5 because we don't want to have more avocado than tomatillo and serrano or peppers. Okay. We wanted to have some of the flavor, but not completely overpowering flavor of the avocado. It can be overpowering. Now let me rinse my hands. There we go. And add just a little bit of the oil, not as much as the previous sauce we made, just a little bit. There we go. Just a squirt. Then salt to taste. There we go. And let's not forget, we need some lime. We don't want it to turn dark after 2 or 3 days of being in the refrigerator. So we are going to squeeze a little bit of this lime in there to help it stay nice and green and fluffy. There we go. Let's see. I think that should be enough. Squeeze the juice out of half a lime, and we're ready to go. Let's see how it turns out. Puree. There. Half a minute was good enough. Okay? So now we're going to pour it into this. Take a good look and see how nice and creamy and fluffy this will be. That's what the avocado did to it. Look at that. You can tell it's an avocado salsa because it's much, much creamier. And we didn't have to put much of the oil, just a teensy weensy bit of the oil, and that just made the big difference on this sauce. Let me see. Well, there's more there, but
All right. Well, perfect, Mom.
do not go anywhere because someone's got to taste it. I say it's perfect, but I say everything is perfect when I make it, so somebody else has to taste it.
Oh, that's a spicy one too. That's delicious. Yeah, you're right. It is creamy. Delicious.
So that's
Awesome.
it.
Great.
We are done.
Now we can enjoy our tamales.
Exactly.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.